moderate this panel. Let me quickly introduce you to Shruti, who is our magician. I call her the magician of what we are going to talk today. She quickly pulls out a wand and she creates magic for all of us. So Shruti's legal title or official title happens to be the Head of Regional Marketing Director for Southeast Asia, Epic Games. Shruti, we are so happy to have you here. And I would also love to introduce, after Shruti, Quintin. So Shruti, do you want to talk quickly a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump to Quintin, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Vani. Thank you for such a warm introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Shruti, and it's been a pleasure working with Vani and the Asifa team in bringing up the program, the Women Creators Program, into life, and we look forward to more events and more initiatives together to work on. And yes, please feel free to reach out to the team and to me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Literally last year it was, I want to introduce Quintin. Hello, Quintin. Hello.
Quintin, can you please unmute your microphone and turn on your cam?
All right. Hey, hello.
Nice,
Unfortunately,
nice.
I can't get the camera. Yeah, my end field. Here we go. Start. Finally. Sorry, my video was blocked and under control by Sanjay. For Siva, sorry. Thank you, Vani. It's a great pleasure to be here, and you know, fantastic
Quintin needs no introduction, but I do want to make a little introduction that, again, if Shruti is like the magician, then Quintin is like the head of all magic. You know, it was such a fantastic conversation that we had last year about how we need to empower more women, and a one phone call, a one meeting with Quintin and Shruti really made this program happen for all of us. So thank you, Quintin. Quintin is our director for EMEA of India as well as Southeast Asia, Epic Games, right, Quintin?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And I'll let you, please share your insight and talk about the program a little bit and whatever you feel like you want to share with us from Epic Games.
Well, I think you started very well, Vani. You know, we have this wonderful program in California called the Unreal Fellowship, which aims at training people on the dramatic change that real-time rendering is bringing to many industries, but the movie industry, animation industry in particular. The new thing, the new collaboration it allows, etc. And while I'm looking to lead animators and lead VFX directors and supervisors in India, it very quickly came clear to Shruti and I that, you know, this was a very one gender set of professions. And we searched a lot, and we finally found Vani, you know, a leader in the field, and somebody that shared our passion for changing that landscape. And so, you know, once Vani had gone through the program, we thought, how do we impact this in India, and how do we really change the landscape? It's going to be a long thing, but what are the options we have? And we said, let's create that environment. And so I'm absolutely delighted and so happy that, you know, this first batch is through, and the results are just mind-blowing. So in terms of Epic and the vision, you know, our founder and the guy behind the first line of code of this of Unreal Engine, this game technology that is now adopted by many creators across many industries. His vision is that the next generation, the next version of the internet is going to be a lot more immersive. We're going to be a lot closer to, if still digitally, a lot closer to each other by providing 3D, XR, VR experiences. And so we believe that progressively the world of the web and the world of apps is going to migrate to this 3D environment and this collaborative live environment. And a key piece of technology to that is being able to render in 3D images, etc. Now we also understand that for that to happen, it needs to stay open technology, and it needs to be really, really easy for creators to embrace that technology. And so one of the driving principle behind the technology is to make it accessible, and to make creation and as easy as possible for the Imagineers of this world. And so we're working very hard every day to provide things like meta-human creators and quick-scale, mega-scale, and all of those things that are fundamentally collapsing the cost and the time that's required to create real time, but also to collaborate. And one thing that is very dear to me and very dear to the company and to all here is also it has to be inclusive. There is no such thing as a next version of the internet that is going to be created by only one gender or without any minorities. So we believe that's absolutely critical to not only make it accessible but also make it inclusive. And so this effort and the wonderful support from Vani and Asifa worldwide is just an effort in that direction. Is how do we ensure that not only as a technology company we produce and teach wonderful tools that allow the creators and Imagineers to take us on their dreams and on their creation, but how do we make sure that everybody is able to do that and is brought into this? And so that's just a result of this. And I can tell you that this program has had a massive impact in the company as well. It has drawn interest from all the other geographies, all my colleagues that work on and Suti colleagues that work on the other geographies, all the way to Tim and our senior management. They are looking at this very closely and saying, how do we scale this? How do we do it in other markets? How do we make sure that we make it bigger in India and we create there? So I'm super proud of Shruti and Vani and the Epic India and Asifa teams that have put that we've got together, and we're trailing a new path there. So amazing work, everybody! Congratulations, and not to mention the amazing artists that have been part of this first batch and have graced us with wonderful creation.
Quentin, that was so heartwarming to hear all of that. It has been such a pleasure working with all of you at Epic. The whole team that Shruti brought forward. They put in so many hours and so much passion to all of us, and kind of educated and did the whole program in such a beautiful way. And I'll let the panelists take over after that. But thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Thank you.
Again. It's been a great partnership with Asifa India and the games. Thank you. I'm going to pass it on to Priyanka. Priyanka, do you want to take over and introduce the panelists? Shruti, sure. Would you like to say anything else? Because you've just said very, very briefly, tell us a little bit, or you want to save it for the end later?
No, I think Quentin has covered it all. It's the same sentiments, and like I said, I think Vani, you just came at the right time, and we connected at the right time to make this happen. And I'm so happy, and I'm so happy about all the participants and all the alumni right now who are on the panel. I'm so proud of what they've done. I know it was an overwhelming experience in the first 2 weeks, but immensely proud of what you could do in 1 month. And the best part is that you're continuing your journey and collaborating with each other. That's what it is. It's all about the community building and taking it forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shruti. I could not have done this without the help of all the volunteers. We have about, 40, 50 volunteers at Asifa that are just, putting in their effort to make this program happen. I'm just the face, but really the team that's here and the team that was shown earlier on the slideshow, a huge thank you to all the volunteers, supporters, evangelists at Asifa India and Andrea. Thank you. Priyanka, to you.
Thank you, Vani. Hello, everyone. I am Priyanka, manager and volunteer at Asifa India. I'm also a project manager at Dancing Artists. I would now take an opportunity to introduce our panelists, and it has been a tremendous experience knowing these amazing women creators. So to start with, we have Gayatri Rao, who is director at Animagic Special Effects Private Limited. She's the first woman to win a national award for Best Animation Film, Raju and I. And she's the only person to be sponsored by UNICEF from India to do a special internship at Walt Disney Studios. We have Nida Arshia, who works as an Unreal Generalist with Media Monks India. Her role involves visualizing and creating 3D films and content using Unreal Engine. As a part of Media Monks, she has worked for clients like Netflix, Blenders Pride, HDFC, etc. She was a part of the team that worked on the first commercial virtual production in India. She has worked on the visual effects of films like Detective Pikachu, Cats, The Dark Phoenix, and many more during her time in NPC Film. Her motto is Learn, Do, Inspire. We have Pragti Wadhwa, a doting mother, 2D supervisor, VFX producer, compositor, and also the founder and director of Elements VFX, a visual effects studio based in London. She's worked on various Oscar Award and BAFTA Award-winning films. She's been working in the industry for over 20 years, primarily in feature films, commercials, and TV series at many of the major visual effects studios in London, India, and worldwide. We have Pratima Pal, who is creative producer at Digitalclay Studios. Pratima has never let herself settle. She has started as a fine artist and quickly gravitated towards animation. In a career spanning 2 decades, she has been a producer, writer, director, animator, lighter, and art director on films, games, and TV shows. Her work has been honored with FICCI, Abby, Emmy, and Cannes Lions. We have Ria Banerjee, who is a senior 3D generalist at Access Studios with focus on asset creation, which includes modeling, texturing, and look development. She's been working in the industry for over 7 years and worked on projects for TV commercials, game cinematics, animated films, and TV series. She's been part of the projects that have won prestigious awards such as BES and AEAF. We have Rounak Magoo, who is producer at Green Ring Studios with over 5 years of experience in VFX and animation across varied show formats, ranging from IP projects to feature films for all creative production needs. Her body of work includes tech viz for the upcoming RRR by Rajmouli and working as a VFX line producer on Fast and Furious 9. Welcome on board, dear panel members. Over to you, Vani.
Thank you, Priyanka. That was a long, it feels like all the creative power is sitting together in one space. At some point, as I said earlier, it'll be great, like if we had an event with all of us physically. That's my hope, that we'll have it in person in a location so we can have like a long workshop and give you all a lot of time. So I know that we are all excited. How is everybody doing in the participants? Are the participants around? Can we get a nice applause for all these women over here? Yes? I can't see anyone in the chat. All right, I see a couple of applauses. Thank you, Rhythm. Anyone else? It's a very quiet place when you're really doing this on Zoom. You can't see people's faces. Now, come on, all these women are waiting for a little bit of hello from all of you. Good, good. That is exciting. That's the way it should be. All right, so I would love to introduce Pragti. And what we're going to do for this session is we're going to have everyone just go one after the other, and then we'll take Q&A. So Pragti, would you like to lead and share your film and the process of how you went? You're on mute, Pragti. Thank you.
Thank you, Vani. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. It's lovely to meet you all, though I can't see your lovely faces. People do not know me. I would like to introduce myself. I'll just share my desk first. Can you see my video?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So, yes, my name is Pragti. I'm born and brought up in Delhi, India. I live in London with my family. I've been working for the past more than 20 years in VFX industry. I come from a very creative background, my father being a cinematographer. My entire childhood has been a film school. I've spent my summer holidays sitting under a tripod and learning things unknowingly. And here I am, I'm a creator and an artist, still learning and exploring and excited to create more. So yeah, so we were given the theme Fusion for a woman creator program. And the first thing which came on my mind was Ardhanareshwara. It was a perfect example of Shiva and Parvati. And I wanted to show how they come together and create harmony. It is similar to the concept of yin and yang, where I wanted to show the darker, aggressive, masculine side of Shiva, whereas showing Parvati more feminine, symbolizing gentleness and nature, and then both forces coming together and creating the universe. So I started working on my conceptualization. I started doing some research, getting inspirations. So they were a beautiful artwork, which I saw it online, and I truly got inspired and took the references and started making my mood boards, my storyboards. Then came the environment. So basically, I wanted to depict Shiva in a darker environment with skulls and volcanoes and ashes flying, fire, to create the more aggressive, darker mood. And whereas for the Parvati, I wanted to show more like, I wanted to transform the darker side when she enters into a greenery, establishing nature and creation. So I went to the marketplace. There were a lot of beautiful environments which I found, Goddess Temple, which eventually I didn't use it. There were some issues with my ray tracing issues. And then I end up taking the asset and build my own environment. With my character, initially, what I wanted was to make the characters with particles. I didn't want it to use a human form. I wanted to use more of using particles to form energy, showing Shiva emitting smoke, vibhuti, and Parvati emitting golden particles. But then the MetaHuman Creator was just launched, and I thought, let's try creating a character. So I made my Shiva, which I really loved. So I thought, yes, let's keep that for now. So I end up making that. So this one doesn't have all the jewelry and everything, but this was the first version. So this is what I wanted actually. Basically, I wanted the smoke coming out of the Shiva like a vibhuti. Eventually I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on this later on once my other projects gets over. This is the blocking I did using Unreal. So I used my references. I did the entire blocking for my film. So that's that. And dance and music was the heart of my film, which was very important because without that, it wouldn't have come out so well. So I did a lot of research on dance and music, and there were beautiful dances, and somehow I found this clip where I love the music and the dance, and somehow I just found out that they are Indian raga from London, and I just called them and asked them that I love this dance, do you have a dancer in music? And I told them my idea, and they really loved my idea. And they said, why not? Let's, that's the best thing to, collaborate and get the technology and the dance together. And they gave me the rights for the music, and we collaborated with a wonderful dancer called Chintu. So After we decided that we got the dancer, we got the motion capture suit. I was very new to it. I got the first hand-on experience on it. My whole family was excited about the motion capture. So we started playing around with it, and so the dancer came home and we did our motion capture animation. So these are few things which we did it at home. So this is basically what we did. So yeah, so that's a few clips from my short film. I really appreciate and love if you go on Vimeo and check out. There are a lot of technical issues which I know, but coming from a compositing 2D background, getting into Unreal was, I feel very proud what I have achieved. So yes, please have a look at it. Also, I just wanted to say thank you to all the amazing people from Epic, WCP, Asifa. Charuvi was my mentor. She was a fantastic mentor. She helped me throughout, calm us down. Okay, everything will happen. Don't worry. And Arvind, Dean, Karan, Jack, amazing help. They gave us abundance amount of knowledge, and we wouldn't have done without you. And Shruti and Saraswathi, we are here. Asifa India happened. You empowered us. You gave us the opportunity to do the WCP. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to thank Unreal and Asifa India for giving the opportunity. Working in the industry with where we are constantly providing services to the people, Unreal Engine gave me this opportunity to be a creator, and especially in the time of pandemic, as a 2D artist, as a 2D supervisor, I was not able to go and work due to COVID. And this was such an amazing opportunity for me to sit at home, learn, and it has opened so many doors for me. So thank you very much. So I just wanted to say that Unreal Engine has unleashed my creativity, and I'm looking forward to use virtual production as a tool to create more films and telling amazing stories. I've made a lot of friends in WCP, and I'm looking forward to give back to the community and empower more women. I have a company called Elements VFX, and I have 20 artists working remotely, and would love you to collaborate. If somebody wants to come and collaborate, we have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of concepts which we are working on. So yeah, thank you so much. That's me.
Thank you, Pragti. That was really quick and really inspiring to see all that work that you did in like the 5 weeks Women Creators program. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, everyone. Let's give her a big hand. Let's, give her a hoot. Thanks. All right, we're going next with Nida. Nida, are you there?
Hey, Vani.
All right, Nida, it's your turn. So go for it and share your project with all of us, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nida Arshia, and I work as an Unreal Generalist in Media Monks. I started my career 4 years back when I joined MPC Film. And before that, I did not really know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew that I had to do something creative and something that makes change or helps people. So that was always in my mind. And now it's been 4 years working as in the VFX industry.
And now when I got this opportunity, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with it, because it was an opportunity to create my own film. And that's the best part, I feel, being an animator, where you can create something independently, and if you have a message, you can just communicate it to the people. And it's really amazing the power that you have as an animator. So now I'll take you through the process of my film, my poetry film, Mirror. So what I love about films is that they have huge impact. They create awareness and sensitization, and the stories are influenced by reality. So when we got the theme of fusion, immediately something that came to my mind was to show how people living in different geographical areas are always having some kind of similarity, especially living in the current times where there is a lot of unrest and conflict in the society. I wanted to showcase that through my film, that ultimately we are the same. And there is this line that I really love and it stayed with me, which is I am because you are. And it just shows that how my actions can, have some consequence on somebody else directly or indirectly, and vice versa. So I thought of going ahead with a poetry film. And so when I started, the objective was my objective was to use Unreal Engine to create something cinematic and art which has a social message. So generally, when we look at Unreal, we don't see or maybe we actually see a lot of environments, and we see people using it for creating extravagant fantasy land kind of environments. But I wanted to create something that is very real, which is there. And that was the idea that I wanted to carry forward. So my plan was to write poetry and use meta-human creators, and use live link and record the poetry through those meta-humans, add environment, and the film is ready. And when I was thinking of the visual treatment, I wanted it to be a complete black and white film to focus on the subject and the seriousness of the topic. So this was the first test that I did, created a character like inspired by George Floyd in meta-human creator. And for the other characters also, I did a bit of research to see how they to match my character to somewhat like to have that kind of resemblance. These were the first lines that I wrote for the poetry, and I'm going to show you the first test that I did with using LiveLink and MetaHumans. And I recorded my own voice, and this is it. Chaos, cries, and hunger. I couldn't find anyone to listen to, so I walked to the shore. Chaos. So after this test, what I realized was that my film was not looking as I wanted it to be, and MetaHumans needed a lot of tweaking with the blend shapes to the lips, to close the lips and all. So it was not achieving the photorealism that I wanted to achieve in the first place. At that point, I thought it's important to sit down and learn from my own mistakes. So the first thing that I did was I wrote down a script. Earlier, I was relying completely on my poetry, and but then I wrote down a script. I broke it down, and I broke it down in terms of like visuals and all the sound that will be there for the visuals. With help of Vani, she helped me refine my poetry. I also kind of realize the expectations and limitations that I have with the film and MetaHuman. So I immediately dropped the idea of having lip sync because it was just taking away. And then I wanted to improvise from there on. This is the first cut that I did after incorporating all those changes. Then, so when I presented this, I got a really good response from all the creators, all the mentors, and my friends also were like constantly motivating me, pushing me to, not to just go with the story that I had in mind, the idea that I had in mind. And when I presented this, it was a huge motivation for me. And then there were a couple of feedback also from the mentors, and which I incorporated in creating the final look dev. So here it is. So when we look at this frame, you can see the date, some elements in color, and that. Anu Menon, who was our mentor, and Marta, who was my mentor, they both like gave ideas to have some element in color that I want the audience's focus to go on, and that really helped in the final film. Also to like just slap the information right on the screen so that there is no confusion or ambiguity about what I am exactly showing. So you see the date, you see the Black Lives Matter poster, and that just worked. So here are a few more shots from the film. This is the shoes of the young boy Aylan Kurdi, who was drowned while fleeing Turkey and trying to go to Europe. So I did this composition keeping in mind what I want to draw the focus on. This is the scene from the bus of the Delhi rape case. So I wanted the focus to go on the blood on the floor, on her shoes. And after incorporating all the changes, working on the sound design, which I was very kind of not very sure about, because this was something that I was doing for the first time and never touched sound as of now. But I looked at some YouTube videos and it came out fine. So now I'm going to present a small clip from my film. Sorry, for some reason it's not playing.
That's okay. Take it. Give it a second. It should play.
Yeah.
Nida, we can come back to your film. Do you want to complete the rest of the presentation?
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was the finale of the presentation where I wanted to actually show that from how I began and learning from the mistakes, incorporating the suggestion and feedback of all the mentors and of all the fellow creators, and how ultimately it all worked out in the end. And personally, I was I mean, I was quite satisfied with the results. So I'm happy, and I thank Asifa India and Epic Games to give us this opportunity, and also to have this Women Creators Program batch where we are getting the platform to just do what we want to do and come out and get the visibility and exposure that all of us need. So.
Good evening. It's rare that we have to warn you right from the top of the newscast about what you're about to see. A heartbreaking symbol of an utter human
every family and every boy like Alan Kurdi.
Chaos, crisis, and hunger. I couldn't find anyone in vicinity.
So yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for being a part of this webinar and getting to know the process behind our films. And I hope you all take away something good from it and be a part of the next Women Creators batch. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vani.
Thank you. That was a fantastic presentation. My God, like, you know, what an intense subject to deal with. You know, I wish more people kind of, you know, and what a way to use metahumans and put it out there. Congratulations, that was fantastic. We'll go to the next person. Who's going next? Thank you, Nida. Pratima, you're on mute.
Yeah.
All right, Pratima, take over. Hey
Yeah,
guys,
so
let's give a quick round of applause for Nida. Let's give it. They're all nervous. They're excited, but they're also nervous. So let's hear it for them in the chat. Exactly. All right, Pratima, it's yours. Thank you.
You all can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so this is the film that was done in quarantine and conceptualized and executed while I was in quarantine. And it's now traveling all over the globe through festivals. That's just amazing. So separation can make you feel like, you know, your ground is taken off your feet. And I was dealing with all these things. That's why the visual of, I needed my film to show the crazy, you know, amount of roller coaster emotions that we go through and how overwhelming it can be. And the sudden isolation, I found it very hard. I, in fact, thought of giving up. But then I thought, why not use all these emotions that I'm going through to drive the story? And it worked fabulously well. I knew that the subject is very relevant to this time, and it did resonate with people. Since I was talking about working with emotions as of, you know, to make a film, the challenge was how to put a story, you know, how to make it a narrative. One rule, one limitation I had put to myself was I'm not going to put a voiceover. I want my visuals to speak, and I want the audiences to take what, you know, as what they want to take from it. And one learning I had from my own experience was children do deal with the change very well, because they don't carry the baggage that we adults do, and they live in the present, and they are happy no matter what. And so the line that kept coming to my head was, a child gives birth to a mother and becomes an inseparable extension of her body. So I just passed on this line to my music director, and okay. And he got back to me with a fully composed song, and which gave me a earworm. And the track just stuck with the film since then. And so the next was the visual style of the film. And I sort of thought of Henry Moore, who was my inspiration as in my younger days as an art student. And I used to, and he's done a series of sculptures on the subject of mother and child. So I went back to researching his work, and I really love this bronze sculpture. The thing was, I couldn't find any other angle of this. So while modeling, we need sort of different angles to be accurate. So I sort of have to make do with what I got. So as a filmmaker, my inspiration is Kurosawa, and the way his characters are static, but the nature would be moving and help speak about what the character is going through. So I sort of tried to use the nature to reflect my character's mental state. So the clouds are moving rapidly, and to show the sort of the time is passing. That was also the reason. This was my mood board, and the top left is the top right is my lighting reference. I was very clear that I'm going to have a happy ending for this film, and to show that, I sort of use this bottom right image as my color reference. Very happy, fresh colors. And when the woman is in her quarantine, the color is sapped out of the film, and the film turns black and white. So I had done a very thorough storyboard animatic, and I pretty much stuck to it till the end. Almost 80% stayed. So selecting the metahuman, I needed something that would work well with my Mac. So I had to choose something that was compatible on the Mac machines. And since I was going to do keyframe animation, I chose Malika with a hairstyle, tied hair in a bun. So I don't have to deal with hair intersecting while with the body. And MetaHuman Creator is amazing. So you get to play with the body sizes, costumes, their face makeups, hairstyles, whatnot. So what I did manage to do was change the boy's features to match to Malika so that he looks like her son. This visual again was in my head of Malika in the jar. So significance of the jar or as quarantine room, as in today's day and age where we are all on video calls. So we can see each other, but the point of quarantine is you can't be with each other. That makes a whole lot of difference. And also the jar worked as the heads-up display to show the date, to show the stats like body temperature. And in fact, one of the person who saw the film perceived this as the genie in the bottle. So you open the jar, the genie comes out and grants you the wish. So that was quite sweet. Since Malika had to fit in the jar, so I had to actually scale Malika down to her 1% of her default size. And that led to crazy amount of issue as the control rig was also scaled down to that 1% size, and selecting the control rig was almost impossible. So I had to go to the sequencer and manually select, and the camera speed would need to be adjusted accordingly and stuff like that. So it was a major circus. I use butterflies to represent life and happiness in my film. So when the mother and child are in the beginning of the film, when the mother and child are together and happy, they're surrounded by butterflies and life all around them. And when they are separated, the butterflies sort of vanish from the scene, and so only a single butterfly returns as the the quarantine time is getting over, and it sort of signals that movement, that happy times are back. So now that I am introduced to Unreal, I don't think I'm going back to the way I've been working, as in Unreal has been introduced to our pipeline, and we finished 2 AVs for Castrol, completely done in Unreal. And now there's a film on floor for Star TV Network. One short film that I thought of is titled Race Ahead, and then there are games based on the same thought. And if the time permits, obviously we will want to do the pilot for the IP that we've been developing for years. So yeah, the message was, believe in yourself and negative can be turned into positive. Thank you, Unreal. Vani was my mentor, who has been a great inspiration and has helped all of us at every step of the way. And thank you, Asifa. Thank you, my family. And thank you all of you wonderful listeners. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratima. That was fantastic. Congratulations again on winning all those wonderful awards and submitting it to film festivals. It's an inspiration for everyone that's watching, because whatever you create, has a place where it can go. So everyone in the audience, everyone in the panelists, please, 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 support and submit your films to festivals. She's leading the path for all of us. Let's all give her a good round of applause. Thank you, Pratima. Thank you very much. All right, who's going next?
Hello, everyone. This is Banerjee. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, hi, this is Banerjee, and I work as a 3D generalist at Access Studios, UK. And thank you so much for joining us for this session. And I hope you guys are keeping well. So yeah, I'm really excited to share my making of the film handicrafts. So I have a small presentation ready for this. So let's begin. So when we got the theme fusion, I start looking for ideas, and I wanted to make something Indian, something that we don't often see in this medium. So yeah, I'll start. So after that, once the idea came in, once the story, I have a rough story, I started looking for references and inspiration. And so like I guess most of you guys have seen my movie, so that includes a store. So I wanted to, keep all these handmade lamps, these block printed shirts, and these pottery items. I love these. And in Bangalore, if you go to these flea markets, you'll get these lamps, and also I love them. I have a bunch of them at home. So after taking these prop references, I went to taking set references. So my film has 3 main sets. This is the exterior, which is the exterior, one is shop interior, and one is the workshop. So for interior, I took these references. I'll just zoom in, and yeah. So I took these references for the outside, for the exterior, how it's decorated, how the boards are, what fonts they have used. And for the interiors, like I looked for how they have decorated the interior walls, how the roof is, and same goes with the workshop. And I'll go to the next slide. So next is the lighting reference that I took for my film. So this is a still from a movie called Eat, Pray, Love. I really love the mood in this, like how this is lit. And this is another movie. I know most of you guys know this is from Dear Zindagi. I really like the soft lighting in this, how it's lighting the entire environment. So these were my two main references for lighting. Now talking about the storyboard, like I come from a 3D background and I've only been part of the very small, part of the entire filmmaking process. So, and working in WCP meant, taking the ownership of the entire project from the start, where you start with pre-production, then you go storyboard and, production and the final editing of it. So, planning and pre-production is really important. And I consider myself that I'm not that good at drawing, but that didn't matter because I'm going to show you next. So what I did, I downloaded the images and photo bashed and created my storyboard. So I just copy pasted stuff to see how it's looking, how my shot is gonna look like. And this really helped. So you can straight away see like, okay, after this shot, this is coming. Is this making sense? If it's not, let's change it. Then same thing I did for the other. I'll just zoom in to show you guys. So this was the storyboard. And next was the asset selection, like what characters I'm going to use, what props going to be there, what sets I'm going to pick. For that, these were my initial selection of characters. So I started with this guy. I was like, I'll pick a young character, but a young man. And then I decided, okay, it's a women creators program. Why not a woman? Then I picked her, and thanks to MetaHuman, I was able to, create a Indian looking woman in MetaHuman Creator. So this is my final lady, my main character in the movie. And this was the robot. Moving on to next is the props, sets, and vehicles. So I was really surprised to see these elements in, marketplace. These pots and all. I mostly populated these in my store. And these were the few of the sets. Of course, I did a lot of changes to them. Like I changed the color of the wall. I, removed the sign from this set. And in this set, I completely changed the lighting of it. I changed the color of the vehicle. So all these modifications were there, but they were a good base to start with. And thanks to Marketplace for that. Okay. So now we are at the end of my presentation. And, a lot of you, most of the artists will agree with me that things are not going to look best from the beginning. And this is a proof of that. So this is a work in progress of my shot. This is the very first animatic. This is a work in progress, somewhere in between version 5, version 6. And this is the final. So the artists out there who are the new artists out there, please don't get demotivated because as I said, nothing's going to look best at their best from the very beginning. So in this shot, this was my animatic, and this was a placeholder for my exterior. This is a WIP version where it started to look like um, a good, structure for a shop, but not yet a store. So this is a final one where I added this board. I added some elements from inside and some pots and all. So this set, I actually designed this entire set, starting from the wall and the roof and everything. So the main thing was to see if everything is going well together. So I planted this, this window here and these tables. This was the very first animatic. And then I added these block printed shirts and all. And gradually, this is the final one. This is the lamp shot where this is again the animatic. This is a work in progress where the lamps are not lit. And this is the final one. So in the final one, I've also added these tags and all. So, these little details makes a lot of difference. And again, even for this shot, I wanted to show it as a counter. So the first step, I just placed them. Okay, for this shot, I need this window. I need a table and I need a hanging lamp. And let's see how I added other things. So in the WIP versions, I put the character to check the scale and all. And this is the final. Same goes with this one. Animatic, WIP, and the final. So this was my initial selection for the robot, but somehow I didn't feel connected to it. So I changed the robot and he became my main character. This is a final one. So you see from this to this, I wanted to show that this guy is the artist behind all these things that are there in the store. So in order to do that, I added these details like the paint details on his chest, some, clay details on his head, so all these little details I added at the end. And this is the last. Thank you. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. And thank you, Asifa India and Epic Games for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Wow, how beautiful and how detailed you expressed everything. And thank you for sharing all your tips and, everyone. In fact, I think all the panelists did such a great job of sharing that stuff. Thank you, Ria. Let's give her a good round of applause, everyone. This is fantastic. Yes. And I put this in the chat as well. Please make sure that you all connect with them on Instagram, watch their films on Vimeo, interact with each other, share your own personal information if you feel like it on Insta or whatever, and connect, yeah? Ria, you're going next, yeah?
Rounak, I guess. Vani, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rounak. Thank you, Ria. Rounak, are you around?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hi. So welcome. You'll start with your project, yeah?
Awesome.
Okay.
So first and foremost, thank you everyone for being here and being so patient with us through this. I cannot express enough how exciting it is to share the journey we have been on with all of you and to see your enthusiasm in our journey. So yes, let's just get right into it. a little bit about myself. My background has been entirely in the production department for the last 5 years of my life. So when this opportunity came up to actually be a creator rather than a manager, I knew this was something I had to capitalize on. And oh my God, I am so glad that I did. So my entire perspective sort of shifted, and it's kind of hilarious because I tried to manage this project initially as a producer, and I have the Excel sheets to show for it. So I planned an entire schedule and decided that, okay, this is how XYZ I'm going to start doing things. And to be very honest with you, day by day, it sort of fell apart the first 2 weeks. And it's very true, like Quentin and even Nida said earlier, the learning curve is just so steep here. Because I remember the first week, I was pretty much in tears that, hey, I have this vision in my mind, but my hands don't know what to do or how to actually bring that same thing to life. And week 2 onwards, it was just onward and upward, all thanks to our incredible mentors and all the amazing women creators along with me on this journey. So yeah, I was sort of trying to stick to schedule, which did not happen. In fact, I wasn't even able to get an animatic and storyboard in place because I realized that once I was able to move around in the world, I just preferred doing that so much more, of planning my shots inside of it and everything. We were lucky enough to, in fact, have a cinematographer as a part of our team as well. And she really helped me in terms of setting up cameras. And it was so great to sort of get her insight on the kind of vision I wanted to execute and then actually be able to do it. So what I'm going to share, yeah, so I mean, as you can see, I pretty much stopped maintaining this after week 2 and just let the medium drive me entirely. So this was the pitch that I had made. I remember week 1, we were all asked to pitch our ideas. And at the time, I had a very simple concept. I knew I wanted to do something with Van Gogh. He is one of my favorite artists, and the color yellow sort of embodies my personality, I would say. And I really wanted my film, my first ever 3D film, to sort of embody my personality and my spirit and the things that were important to me, which is art and nature. So the theme that was given to us was fusion. And what I thought I could possibly do is transition 2 of his paintings, one of them being Wheat Field with Cypresses and the other being the Starry Night, into one another. I saw some similarity, especially with these trees here. And I thought that if I could show this transition, it would be really incredible and sort of capitalize on dynamic lighting in Unreal Engine to do so. But what started off as a really simple idea found its way into something that I am so proud of today and so happy to be presenting to all of you. I think the idea kept developing further as I read more about the paintings and as I got more feedback from my mentors as well, which was that the paintings are what they are because of the artist behind it at the end of the day. It's because of the life of Van Gogh. And the cypress trees also represent that, is what most art interpreters and analysts seem to think. So what I thought was that why not use these cypress trees as the centerpiece and have Van Gogh become a part of this art at the very end of my film. So this is how the idea sort of kept developing week after week. And of course, the stars, right? I mean, come on, the Starry Night is probably the most popular painting. I know it was his first work that I saw. And it inspired me to learn more tools to be able to create that. So Niagara is the FX side of Unreal Engine. That's where you can create your own custom FX and particle systems. And I was like, you know what? I have a really simple idea, but I can make it a little more complex if I try to create my own stars. And that's how this entire process started. And my story finally became about Van Gogh collecting the color yellow from the environment and from nature around him, almost imbibing it as a part of himself, and then finally giving himself and his entire life to his art and forming the stars above. So that was the creative side of things. Coming to the technical aspect of it, with no experience as a 3D artist, I knew I had to keep it really, really simple. I decided I would not have any dialogue. I would only have background music to sort of, piece the film together and to help with that, with just the slowness, I guess, of the film is, just the slowness and just the general pace of it. One character and just one environment with two different time of day treatments, one being day for the day painting and one being the night. And then the third most important thing that I realized for my film was effects. One being the balls of light that Van Gogh captures or collects rather throughout the day, him disintegrating into the light, and then the stars floating into the night sky. So a bit ambitious. I think it sort of kept getting more and more ambitious, but I'm so happy I was able to pull it off. Another big challenge for me was the music, since I wanted to make sure I'm able to communicate this feeling with the audience watching the film. And I am so grateful because I got permission from both the artists. The same music that was a part of my very first scratch made it to my final film. So yes, that's the music. For the character, it was sort of easier because thankfully no one has seen Van Gogh. So I could get away with a couple of things. These were the two default characters on the marketplace on MetaHumans that I sort of derived my own version of Van Gogh from. And this is how it turned out. Oops, okay, sorry about that. But yes, that was basically my character, which you do see in the final film as well. I decided to keep his shirt blue because this is one of the most popular paintings of his, and he is known for his contrast between the colors yellow and blue. For the environment, it started with picking up assets from the marketplace. What I wanted to do was make sure that I can use all the resources that Unreal Engine makes available to us, rather than actually sitting and customizing each thing, because I knew beforehand that that was not my strength. So I just played a smart thief in that sense, picking up pieces from here and there that I felt best suited my environment and the things I wanted to show. And this is how I sort of went about the entire process. This was for the hay, etc. Changing certain attributes, which was so incredibly easy, right? So this was the hay, how it started off. And I mean, if you have seen the final film, it turned out to be yellow. So making small adjustments like that, it just gave me so much power as a creative to make changes on the fly. Same for the poppies. In fact, I found this poppy field, but red was just not fitting with the color palette of my film. And so I changed these to yellow. For the FX as well, I had a couple of references. I started off using one from the marketplace and ended up creating one from scratch by myself. When I made this deck, I knew the issues that I would run into and sort of presented them to my mentors and even within our internal groups, just to get everyone's suggestions on them and sort of help me along the way. And what I was not able to resolve, I was able to find another creative workaround for that. I also made a list of tutorials to help me along the way, as well as whom I can reach out to in case things do not go as planned. And that's how I sort of ended up creating my own world. And yeah, so although the sheet did not stand the test of time, my concerns list did. I would keep adding to this day after day so that I knew what are the things I needed to fix on priority and who the person would be whom I should reach out to, etc. So yeah, that was my journey so far. I'm incredibly lucky and grateful to have my friends, my family, my colleagues all attending this panel as well and showing their support for me. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone else for being here. Thank you Asifa India and Epic Games. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rounak. That was beautiful and so crafted well. I love that presentation, talking about schedule and planning and, putting it all together. The thing that I love what you said about is not to compartmentalize ourselves. Just because we're a producer or a manager or a mother or anything that we're not creative, that's, you broke that. And I'm super happy to see that. Let's give her an applause, everyone. Fantastic. All right, Gayatri, you're going next. Gayatri, ma'am. Thank you, Rounak. Hello.
Can you
Hi. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so, well, my journey, I began as an applied art student in College of Art, Delhi, and then that's when I discovered design. And I landed up doing design in IIT, IDC, and that's where I landed up discovering animation. Okay, and this animation also, though I did a little bit of a month of training at Films Division, chiefly I was more interested in doing experimental stylized animation, which I tried to do using a VHS camera. We didn't have any faculty there in IIT, but we just learned, and not even that much internet accessibility then. We learned by just making mistakes on a VHS camera. And that's where I kind of pioneered my animation and my first film called Calls of Animals. Later worked at a 2D animation studio called Ramon Biographics, and I kept working there quietly till I got my break to do stylized work, stylized, films where I could render every frame. So a couple of films got made there. I started with SR, A Positive Attitude, and there was a beautiful charcoal rendering film that I did for Hong Kong Bank. And while in the midst of doing all this, I was whisked off to do an internship at the Walt Disney Studios. Both these films apparently later won the Stylized Films or Animation Awards of that year. So at Disney, I was pushed into doing hand-drawn animation. That really wasn't my forte, but well, I learned the grammar and I made a short film, a 1-minute film on female infanticide there, which was loved by most of the mentors there, and it was very well received. So back to here in India, eventually I set up Animagic. The idea for having Animagic was chiefly to do socially relevant films. Well, as I went about doing that and dabbled with many other stories over 20-25 years, here we are. There was a knock on the door and there was Asifa and Epic saying, okay, would you like to do the fellowship? Not being from a CG background at all, I was extremely nervous. Wasn't sure whether I'll be able to handle this. But well, one jumped into it and figured the way around. My two teammates had been very, very helpful. None of us are from any technical or CG background, but we somehow cracked it. And there was a subject. The subject was also beautiful because the theme given to us was fusion, and Kaveri has been. I've been toying with the idea of Kaveri, which is a story from the Puranas of the river Kaveri, the birth of river Kaveri, and the story of Agastya and Kaveri. So hence, I realized that was a very powerful subject to use for fusion, where Kaveri kind of transforms into water and becomes a river, and to quench the thirst of the south of India. Well, this is how it went, and I was nervous that not knowing any CG language or controls, or for that matter, nothing. How does one go about it? The first 10 days was a nightmare. Eventually things started falling into place, and a beautiful piece of music we stumbled upon, and that kind of gave us the whole vision, and it kind of gave it a lift. So beautifully things started falling into place, lots of mistakes, lots of learnings. First, whatever we did in the first 2 weeks literally had to be dumped because we couldn't use a lot of it for various reasons. So I will just share the little film that we have made on the whole process of how we went about doing it. Just give me a moment.
You're not able to see your screen, yeah?
Not able to see the screen? Just a second.
Yes, we can now. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gayatri. That was fantastic. Thank you. Let's all give her a big round of applause. That was a fantastic presentation. It feels like we're having a masterclass after a masterclass. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Who's going next? We have the last participant for today, and then we'll take Q&As. Hello? Hello? Are we done with?
Priyanka, do we have anyone, or we are done with the speaker presentations?
We're done with the speakers.
Excellent, excellent. Then let's everybody, let's turn on your cameras if you can, at least the panelists and everybody, and we'll take one group photograph and then we'll go into a Q&A. How is everyone feeling? Are you feeling relieved to share your projects with the world? All right, I'm going to do a screen grab. 1 second. Thank you very much. All right, participants, would you like to turn on your cameras? Shiva, is that possible?
Yes, we'll start promoting the participants as panelists, and if someone is comfortable, they can share their, they can turn on their webcam.
Yeah, just do like a little spotlight so we can at least see a few faces.
Yes,
if it's possible. Yeah, no rush. Thank you everyone from Asifa India for putting this together. I mean, couldn't have done it without you. Sanjay ji, Shiva, Vinod, RK, Sheshaprasad, Priyanka, all of you. Thank you so much. And from Unreal, I cannot thank all the wonderful people that helped us make it happen. We're just spotlighting people just so that we can say hello, that we're not talking to a camera screen. Question and answers. Shiva, can you take some of the first few questions?
Sure, Vani. So we have a question. I think I think a few of those questions got answered already. Vani, maybe it will be nice if you could.
Okay, I'll do. I know that we are running in time, but I'll do a quick rapid fire. If there was one thing that you can tell people that are hearing about what you took away from this Women Creators program? Just one thing, and we'll do a quick rapid round. Panelists. Frozen.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
So I would say that you are stronger than your imposter syndrome. That would be my takeaway.
Wow. All right. Who's going next?
I would say, please don't be afraid of the amazing challenges this program brings. Don't get demotivated.
Got it. Thank you, Ria.
Vani, I would say keep experimenting, exploring. Yeah.
Amazing, Gayatri. That was a great answer. Who else?
I would say like never be afraid of the new tools, especially because it's your skills that are there, but tools will keep on changing forever. So never be like apprehensive about the new tools and software.
Got it. Thank you, Nida. That's a wonderful thing to say. Pragati?
Yeah, I was saying don't be worried that you don't know 3D. Just just be there and just do it. Just like a child, just go and just learn.
Wow, that's beautiful. Be a child and play. Exactly. Pratima?
I would say that people who have been stuck in the pipeline, traditional pipeline, I would say go explore the game engine, try that angle, and the best part is there is no render time. It's rendering is real time. So it's the biggest concern of the CGI people has been taken away from us. So make the best of it.
Excellent, excellent. Wow. I mean, this is so awesome, right? I mean, in terms of what were you most scared of, like doing this program? I want to talk a little bit, not just about the tools, because you've all shared such great technical slides. When you started, how many of you had Unreal experience? Nida? You had a little bit of an Unreal experience?
Yeah, I had, but the time when the program started, mid of April and May, that time was actually very difficult, and I believe it was difficult for all of us because of the second COVID wave in India. And personally, I was working on this product launch also at work, so there was a lot of things that were going on, and to be honest, I was really I was thinking if I should drop out of this in the beginning because I wouldn't be able to handle the pressure. But then I kept going, and I'm glad that I kept going. And because of the results and like meeting all of you, and yeah.
All right, who wants to go next? So my question was, how much experience, and it's a rapid question, how much experience did you have in Unreal? So Nida says she had a little bit. Rounak?
0. A sum total of 0.
Okay. Pragti?
None.
0. Gayatri ma'am?
Absolutely none.
All right. Pratima?
No experience at all. So that's why I suggest the new batch, as in, make the best of all the videos are there on unrealengine.com.
Yeah.
Make the best of it. So
yeah. Priya, did you have any experience?
I had a very little experience in 2014. After that, I just used it in 2021.
All right. What are you planning for your future? Rapid, very rapid. So Ria, what are you planning for your future next?
I'm planning to create an entire environment and, create some characters.
Got it.
Inside Unreal. Yeah.
So right now we are on the floor with this project, which is going to need Unreal like anything. So let's go. And it has a very tight deadline. So let's see how that goes. I'm pretty nervous about it.
Is it a short film, a feature film, a commercial?
It's a film for Star TV network. So it will go as maybe as an ad, you can call it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pratima. Rounak?
So I recently got my hands on an RTX laptop. So my plan of action is to learn RTX lighting now.
Excellent, excellent. Nida.
So I am working on this new project where we have like photoreal fur characters, and we are doing all of that in Unreal, and I'm doing the look development of it, and it's very challenging also because there's not enough material, and that's a very amazing project. So, but yeah, like in the coming months, this is it.
Got it. Gayatri ma'am.
We'll be using it for, previs for some of our features and all that. And also Kaveri belongs to a bigger piece. So
feature film. Absolutely, absolutely. Pragti.
Planning to get into virtual production and use virtual production as a tool to tell stories. We have a lot of concepts and
like
ideas.
short films, feature films,
short
commercials.
Films. Yeah, short films. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. What else should I ask you guys? So, how much has your family supported you during this time? Little bit, lot.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Completely.
I have 2 sons, and they've been just waiting for me to finish it so I can spend time and spend summer with them. They've been awesomely patient with me.
Rounak.
So much. Like my parents would just see me for breakfast in the morning, if even that.
Gayatri.
Well, this period that we did this film was a nightmarish period for me. I had a whole lot of personal issues, lost a lot of dear people, peak of COVID. My dog had a crazy accident, and somehow my team had been very, very supportive. And they really pulled in on many things. They would teach me what I needed to know.
I remember. Pratima.
Crazy.
I think my 2.5-year-old has supported me, as in it doesn't really get better than that. As in, yeah, and my 4-year-old twins, as in, they were great support, as in, by being managing themselves.
So you're telling me that Mahi did not support you, huh?
Oh, he did. He's sorry.
Yeah.
My better half, I call him. But yeah, he's always there.
Yeah.
My husband and my family supported me a lot. Like when this WCP started, that time I joined Access, and my husband used to do all the house chores for a month.
Got it. All right. This is so amazing to hear all your stories and, and get into a little bit of your personal life, because it's so hard when you're not in person. So I just want to ask you, I'm sorry if I asked a couple of personal questions. So let's take a very quick look at Q&A, and I think most of them have been answered. But is there anybody in the audience that wants to ask them a question? Let's see. Anjana madam, Anjana Gupta, would you like to ask them a question?
I think I'll just go ahead and start learning this Unreal.
Okay, good for you. Madhavi ma'am. Madhavi ma'am, you're on mute.
I'm just going to promote it with all my girls who are studying with us. And I think this is amazing, the works which I have seen. Hats off to all this Indian talent.
Will you invite these wonderful women to come and give lectures at your classes?
Definitely.
Okay, great.
We would really welcome them.
All right. Tushar Bosamia.
Hi, so this is something very near to me also. So from the panelists, I know 3 of them. I have worked with 3 of them, Rounak, Nida, and Ria. So yeah, I'm here to cheer for them, and this has been awesome knowing their journey, and it's wonderful experience. Yeah.
Great. We have Rhythm Gandhi. I don't see him here. Can we spotlight him? Atul, do you have a question? You're like so amazed by everything.
So Nida also happens to be my student. She did her master's under me. And I'm really looking forward that she comes back to the college and gives and delivers some lectures. And I would like to learn from her because I haven't tried Unreal yet. I use Maya basically, but it's been a pleasure to attend all the presentations. Thank you.
Oh, Atul, I think you made everybody's day, to have a teacher that wants to learn from a student. I'm feeling so good about it. Rhythm, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
All right, Rhythm, turn on your camera and do you have a question for them?
I don't have a camera yet, but I'm really, really, inspired, and I was like mesmerized to see all the creativity in front of my, computer screen, and most of the time my jaw was dropped, and I'm really, really glad to see all these, films, and I will be watching the rest of the films later on. I've watched first few, I think first 5 movies, but there are more movies. I think that, yeah.
Thank you, Rhythm. Does anybody have a question for them?
Thank you.
So let me ask you while they think about a question. Are you guys doing anything together after the fellowship, after the Women Creators Program? Are you all coming back together, or you're all like, no, we don't want to work with anyone. We want to do our own thing. What is happening?
Oh yeah, we actually look forward to our weeklies, and we are pretty much we all want to continue the journey, and we are on to our next project together.
Yes, as the WCP collective and one of the heart and soul members of our team, Natalie is here as well.
Oh yes, Natalie, come on, turn on your camera and ask or tell us how you're doing.
Hello. Sorry, I'm not prepared to turn on camera, but yeah, it's so nice to see the films again and hear everyone sharing the journey. It's bringing back all the great memories, and yeah, really nice to see. Thanks everyone for sharing.
Thank you, Natalie. She's got a great film too. So please watch the YouTube channel that Priyanka has posted so you can see everybody's films there. Shruti ma'am, you're here, Shruti?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What do you think, Shruti? How did they all score? Did they do good? How are you feeling?
Oh, well, I was telling you on chat, I feel like a proud parent looking at all of you and all your journey, how far all of you've come, and it's amazing to see your presentations, and because we've been part of it and we know how exciting or how the ups and downs of the whole program. But yeah, again, I can't thank you all enough for joining us, believing in the program and joining us as the debut batch. And thank you again.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for making this happen along with Asifa India and the Unreal team. Panelists, is there anything that you want to share that I haven't asked? Silence.
I would say that it was first kind of experience to work with only women, and that was like extremely I don't know, I felt very supportive. There was a very healthy competition, like really we were always helping each other. I really admired it, and I want to keep on working with women because that's just so rare.
Excellent, excellent. What else? Who else wants to say something?
I would like to add that my concept was so complicated, but I was so supported by all the mentors, and never once did they say, okay, this is too much to handle in a 1 month period. So I went ahead just fearlessly in a way. I would say nobody had any doubts, and somehow somewhere down the line, it got so hectic that I just stopped caring, and I said, okay, at the most what will happen? I won't finish the film. I'll cut it short wherever it does. But made it till the end. And Vani, thank you for all your support, really. And Charuvi also. And all, of course, the TAs. At every point, they handheld us through so many technical issues. Thank you.
Who else? Who else wants to say?
Yeah, I think just adding to what Gayatri also mentioned, right? That it was, and Nida, it was such a supportive community, and this I felt went even beyond just technical support. You all were emotionally hyping us up, making us believe that we were capable of so much more, and I think that really helped us push through all of those challenges and make it to where we are today. So yeah, thank you.
All right. We've got who else? Pratima and Pragti, right? Have you spoken? Pratima?
I just want to say thank you. Seriously, the comfort level which I got, I did the another fellowship as well, the US one. But the comfort level which I experienced in WCP with all the women around, you can just go and cry and say, oh, I can't do that. My child is crying and my husband is not. So the comfort level what I had in WCP was amazing. The support and the community. And we are still doing things together. So it's amazing. And I just feel that we need to empower more women and want more women to come on board and, try their skills in Unreal. Yeah, so.
I would like to add that, when you're working on your own, you just get to know about your film and your process. But here, the experience becomes so rich because you're sort of seeing everybody's journey and problem solving and thinking about everybody's projects in our weeklies. So we are aware of what's going on with each of us. So that really makes it rich to another level. And I've been in this industry, so I know this really doesn't happen. This kind of community, sense of community, this kind of this kind of togetherness, this kind of knowledge sharing is hard to come by. And now that I got a taste of it, I'm going to hold on it like anything.
I have a question. If one has to actually participate in this fellowship program, how one can do that?
Yeah, we're going to post a link, Anjana, on Asifa India, and we'll share it with everyone that's attended this and anyone else. Please look out for that. We have your email IDs. So once we know when the next batch is going to happen, we will coordinate with Unreal and the Epic Games team, and they will put out an announcement. Asifa India also will put out an announcement.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lovely name, by the way.
I also wanted to add one more thing.
Yeah, Pragti.
That people who wants to get into Unreal, can start making like a 30-second short. Just start, playing around there. There is such a wonderful Unreal community. They have a WhatsApp group. There are so many people who can help you. And, just to kickstart, okay, I want to do this. This is my, so, I feel people should start exploring and just go ahead and start playing around, start making a shot on your own. You have doubts or you have something, just come to the WhatsApp group and, you can take help. There are so many wonderful, amazing people there to help.
Excellent. I'm just going through a quick few questions. So here, I think for Satyaki, if you have an animation reel and if you're looking for work, go ahead and reach out to all these wonderful women on Instagram and just send them your work, and they will, see your work and take that forward. And then we have Sod, who says that he wants to do some films. Again, we've posted everybody's Instagram handles, so please take a look at that. Rahul is saying, Gayatri ma'am, awesome work. Did you composite the 2D animation on top of the Unreal render? Muted.
Yeah, so no, actually we modeled Kaveri in using the MetaHuman, but we were not satisfied with the look. That was not the vision that I had. I wanted her to be more Indian, long hair.
The question is, did you composite 2D animation on top of the Unreal renders?
Oh,
how did?
So yes, the Unreal and this got fused. Yeah, we did composite it together. Yes.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we've spent a good 2 hours. Let's all give an applause for just being here, giving us your time. I do want to thank Sanjay ji. Is there anything you want to say very quickly? Shiva, Priyanka?
nothing. We can only say that these women creators were awesome. They'll be super inspiration for future batches of Unreal.
Absolutely, absolutely. Priyanka? All right, she's on mute. Great. Shiva sir.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't hear you, Shiva.
Vani, I mean, thank you very much. Hello, Vani, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear?
Sorry, Shiva, can't hear you. Can you just text?
Sorry,
No
it's okay.
problem.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Shiva. Thank you so much. Quentin, by any chance, are you around?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, there you are. You would be the last person to say whatever you want to say.
Well, I mean, it was amazing session. Thank you, Vani, and thank you all the creators. Amazing creation. But what really touched me the deepest was, and the mention of how powerful a safe, supportive, and empowering environment for women is. And I think, unfortunately, we still have a very, very long way to go for inclusion in this industry and many other industry in India and beyond India. And so you all are pioneers there. And the most amazing thing would be that you continue to carry that message and that mission, and that you create more space like this, and that you continue to really build on what we've done. And definitely we'll continue to support as much as we can, but there's a million ways to make this happen and continue to grow that inclusion and rebalance this industry and rebalance the creation that come out of it. So yeah, definitely we look forward to supporting the next version of this. I also want to mention that even beyond this, we are always happy to offer instructor-led training, not in such amazing environment and so driving environment, but we have in India we're providing through Green Rain and other partners, we're providing free training. So if you have teams or colleagues that want to get on board with this and be empowered, please don't hesitate to reach out to the team in India, and we'll be delighted if you can give us, or if your team can give us some time for us to take you through training. There's lots of material you can do by yourself, but there's also, it's easier to go with trainers and everything, and that's all available, including virtual machines for, as you have experienced there, for people who don't have access in those difficult times to the gear and everything. So yeah, please, just build on this amazing work. It was very inspiring to have all of you speaking today and during this program, and I hope it's only the beginning of a great journey there.
Quentin, thank you very much for the thank you. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening. My morning has just started here, but stay in touch and be connected, collaborate, and continue to create. Hats off to all of us. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, to all the Asifa volunteers who've made this happen, to the evangelists, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for all the participants.
Thank you.